this camera around. The fuck? Oh, it's me. All right, I just heard, it sounded like gunshots or something. What was that? What was that? Who's out here? Who's out here? What the hell? Sound like a bunch of coyotes out here. What the hell? It sounds like we got something out here. I know somebody walked through here. I have no idea what the hell's going on out there. Who's in this house? You hear that tapping? Anybody hear that? I'm standing in the back corner so I can kind of get a view of almost everything. What in the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Did somebody come in this house? Sometimes I hear like sounds up in the ceiling. I swear somebody's in this fucking house. What the fuck? I have no idea what the hell that is. It sounded like somebody was in the house. Just heard something again. Why is somebody like the? What, you know what it is? It's because of the past. It's the past. People make assumptions. The living circumstances are still the same. Nothing is the same anymore. I live by myself. There's no one here that's a target. Anyone who is a target doesn't live with me anymore. I live by myself. So whoever's doing this, they're wasting their time. Why would they want to mess with me? I mean, that would be stupid. I'm not a target. I'm not a targetable person, if you look at it that way when it comes to stalkers. You think about it. Who's more likely to be stalked? When you have like 20-year-old, teenagers out there putting themselves out there on social media, whatever, sharing their talents, where they could be singing, they could be doing pranks, they could be talking about the world, whatever it may be. The younger generation gets picked on, and you got stalkers out there that target women mainly, right? There were a couple of stalker women that were looking for me, but what the hell? All right, that closet door. That closet door. The element of surprise. If anybody's in here, we'll know. What was that? In the corner of my eye, I just saw something here. Sound like it's coming from in there. Oh, damn. I just got back from a party. It was a birthday party, one of my friends, and as soon as I pull in the driveway, I saw one of the lights shut off in the house. I'm like, well, why is there a light shutting off in my house? I had all the lights off, but only one on. And then that one light was turned off. So it was like dark. I know that I have AI attached to my lights so they get control, you can control them from the smart device, because I can say, Echo, turn on kitchen lights, and then the kitchen lights come on, That's just how it is. Echo, turn off kitchen lights. But somebody somehow got in here. Either that or they hacked into that fucking account. I'm gonna grab my glasses so I can read your comments. Let me grab the glasses. All right, so Halloween's around the corner. If you've been watching this channel for years, I'm talking years, I mean, before 2016 and 2015, when all that clown bullshit was uploaded online with everybody in the world, everybody and their brother was riding on that creepy clown trend, just trying to capitalize on something crazy like that. And I'm guilty of it. I was part of that, right? Uh, the only bad thing is that real, real stalkers became a prank in the past, and then some idiot decided, oh, let's go ahead and harass this family. We'll wear a clown costume, and we're going to go over there, and we're going to harass them. We're going to mock them. We're gonna just make a big thing about it, and people like to get attention. They're attention seekers. That's why you see people out there uploading content. You see TikTokers, right? TikTokers going in places and trying to get reactions out of people and uploading crazy stuff. You know, Back then it was like a lot of people were trying to get reactions out of people through YouTube. And one way they were doing it was stalking people. They were harassing people. They were trolling people, whether it was in real life or through the internet. And we dealt, I shouldn't say we, because I, unfortunately, circumstances change, people change. Maybe their true colors are revealed. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, eventually you find yourself in a totally different situation than you were years ago. It happens to many of us. And of course, some of it is inevitable. We all grow older and life goes on, right? Your kids grow up, they get married, they move on their way. And they may keep in touch with you for a while, then all of a sudden there's like nobody, whether it's your parents, your siblings, your kids, like nobody talks to you anymore. And you're like, well, what the hell did I do wrong? As a person, you think, what could you have done wrong? Other than living your life trying to make it day by day and trying to overcome stressful situations, trying to deal with health anxieties, trying to deal with the uncertain, the unknown, trying to deal with financial problems, trying to deal with a lot of the things that life throw our way. Everybody's dealing with these things. And some of us have to deal with stalkers because we put ourselves out there on social media. And I'm not afraid of anybody. I get pissed off. I have anger issues, right? And I've learned to control those anger issues over the years. And that makes me the better person. And, if somebody wants to harass, those that I care about, I'm going to do whatever I can to prevent that from happening. But of course, that there's going to be limitations because I'm not no vigilante. I'm not going out there breaking laws to stop somebody from harassing friends who are family to me, anyone that I care about. I have to do things the right way and the legal way. And, I got to follow procedures, follow the law. And unfortunately, there's limitations when you do that. And, if it's going to involve saving someone's life, I mean, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and just take a chance, right? To save someone. You know, it's just something you got to think about for yourself. We each make our own decisions. I make my own decisions. I try to make the best decisions I can. I'm a very loving and caring person, so I don't deserve to be harassed by some internet troll and to the point, I don't care if they're going to comment or say shit online, they're going to say something online. Like, I mean, I'm not a kid anymore. I have thick skin. Like, I can care less. I got bigger problems to deal with in my life, especially when it comes to my health and my existence, you know. But when people take it to another level and start harassing your friends, and then they come to your house and they try to make you believe your house is haunted. They do things to make your house look like there's ghosts, or they wear costumes to make them look like they're something that's demonic, and even wearing clown costumes. Like, these are things that people do for attention or to get some kind of thrill. I don't know what it is. Is this it's the way people are. And so there's a lot of legit content that I've shared, and some people kind of considered it fake. And I'm like, well, if you think it's fake, it's whatever. I mean, I'm not here to judge anybody. Everybody is entitled to their opinions. But when I come back home and I deal with what I've been dealing with my health anxieties, I mean, I stay in shape. I work out. I eat healthy. But there's just some things that we have no control over. And that's the things that could give us the most anxiety because we want to have control of our body, or what's going on in our body, or we want to have control of our lives, and how long we're going to be here. And some things that happen to your body, you may not have no control over, and they can just basically eat away at your existence, your life. It's like something can basically consume your whole body, and then you're no longer here. And that's a scary thing when you have those fears that there could be that something that's grabbing a hold of you and not letting go, and then you're going to fight like hell. And so I've been going through, numerous tests. I've been having numerous ultrasounds, x-rays, urinalysis, blood work, just blood work after blood work. There's they even did some microscopic, they analyzed urine samples with microscopes. They're looking for everything, looking for cancer cells, looking for anything abnormal. They had a CT scan done, more chest x-rays. I mean, I've had everything done. I have to get a cystoscopy done very soon, very, very soon, like right before Thanksgiving. Like, that's going to really be crazy. And then a colonoscopy. I mean, I have cameras going in places that cameras shouldn't go, So I have anxieties, especially when the doctors tell you, do I have my living will? Do I have all my affairs in order? Do I have wills? I'm like, what the hell are they asking me this for? And then also asking me about do not resuscitate, if this would happen or that would happen, would you want to be on life support or not? Give somebody permission to pull the plug. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? When doctors start saying that stuff, I'm telling you, it gives you anxiety. You're like, why the hell are they bringing that up? That's what I'm telling you, man. So it gives me anxiety when they say that stuff. But it's Halloween around the corner. And so in my closet, I have some Halloween props. Thanks to a few individuals who thought they can just leave behind a little something for me to, they were going to try to scare me with this stuff behind me. Really? You're going to scare me with clown costumes? Come on, you can do better than that. Really? The hell was that? I swear I keep hearing stuff. All right. Let's see who's in the comments. I gotta try to find a comfortable spot. Creepy clowns, yeah, creepy clowns, absolutely. Oh, my fucking hat's a fucking mess. Look at this. I can't even get my damn hat on the right way. What the hell's wrong with me? If you're about to be unable to live anymore, they gotta put you on life support and have people around you to pull them. Yeah, that's what I don't understand why doctors even ask that. I mean, the way that the doctor was treating me as if I got something serious going on and they gotta get shit straightened out now. And I'm like, why are you prioritizing all that stuff? I'm not don't put my mind down that road, because we're not down that road. And I'm hoping we don't have to go down that road, but I'm riding on the shoulder of that road right off into the median there. And I'm trying not to go down that road, but yet I just want to get totally off course and just go somewhere else. It just seems like doctors find a way to give you that anxiety when they start presenting you with these questions. It's like, what is the next thing? Do you have your bucket list made out? Did you do all your stuff on your bucket list? You better start doing stuff now. Like, when they start saying stuff like that, it's like, well, damn, what do they know that I don't know? Is there something going on that they know about that I don't know about, so they're just going to leave me hanging? I feel myself. I'm full of energy. I don't know what the hell's happening. I don't know, I don't know if there's any doctors out here that can kind of analyze this. This was some urinalysis done. And during the urinalysis, they one of the things that was present in the urine was it said benign urethral and squamous cells. Benign urothelial. Yeah, benign urothelial and squamous cells are present. And I'm thinking squamous, and I'm thinking, well, isn't there squamous carcinoma? Um, and then there's what, urothelial carcinoma? But it said your there was no urothelial carcinoma detected, but then there was benign urothelial and or is that urethral? I don't fucking know. Um, and squamous cells present, but it didn't say squamous carcinoma. It just said squamous cells. And so I'm trying to analyze this blood, what do you call it, urine sample that was done at the lab before the doctor goes over with me. Because you know what happens when you get the lab results before you go over with your doctor, then you're trying to analyze the shit yourself because you're, oh my God, what does that mean? Let me see what this, let me Google this, let me search this. And then you start looking it up. And then you're like, all right, so what the hell? Now I got to wait till I have my cystoscopy, and that's going to be like freaking right before Thanksgiving. I got to wait that long to get clarity on what the hell all this means. What the hell is this? You know, so I'm looking at it saying, okay, benign urethral, urothelial, and squamous cells, and I'm like, okay, well, squamous. I mean, that's part of your skin cells. And so if you have any kind of skin cancers, that would be a squamous carcinoma, right? But when you're doing the bladder and you're doing a sample from your urine, that's urethral, whatever. It's not your skin, but then there could be something that's producing that in your blood. I mean, in your urine. So I don't know. So there's things that got me wondering what the hell's going on. So I just have this level of health anxiety because I don't know what the hell's happening, you know? And I'm the kind of person that wants to have control over everything. We all want to have control over our lives. We don't want something that has control over us and then we have no way to, control our destiny. We have no way to steer which direction we're going. We can't just go blindfoldedly, blindly. We need to know. It's ridiculous. And speaking of that, I can put these glasses on so I can see what the hell I'm doing. I think we all do. It's kind of creepy. This month's going by. Is it going so fast? I want to know why there's clowns in the closet. It's like, it's creepy. It's Halloween. It's Halloween spirit time. And I thought it was time to have a little festive thing going on here because I do have some people coming over. We're going to have a Halloween party next week. And so I'm kind of prepping for that. So I got this spooky thing going on. I'm trying to make this an attraction in my house for some guests that are coming. As far as the paranormal, I might not have to do much because that shit might just happen by itself. But as far as the rest of the things, I'm trying to make a little scare house. You know what I mean? A little attraction for some friends so we can have a little fun with it. A little party going on here. Google and self-diagnosis. I know, it's ridiculous. Google and self-diagnosis. Dr. Google can take you down a very dark and scary road. And what do you do about it? Do you just keep on Googling stuff and then you get mixed answers? You get stuff that you want to hear and you get stuff you don't want to hear, but then you don't know which one is going to lean more towards the truth or what one might apply to you. And so you don't want to have false hope when you see things that aren't so bad or, oh, this is okay, I could deal with that. But then there's some dark and dirty things out there that can really take your life away, right? Some of these sicknesses, diseases, cancers, things like that. And so it makes you worry. Don't we all worry about it? Like right now, I'm stressed because when I go in my bedroom to look at the meter, I have a radon meter. I have a radon detector, and it shows you how much radon's in the house, right? And so what's making me have anxiety is the number on this right here, representing the radon. If you see it right there at the bottom, what does it say? All right, for today, it was 5 point what? 5.13. It's not supposed to be above 4. 4 is considered hazardous when it comes to radon, okay? 4 is hazardous. And I don't understand what the hell's happened, but within the last couple of weeks, the radon levels started increasing and increasing. It used to be much lower. It used to be like half that. It used to be like 1.5 to maybe 2 at the most. What the hell is going on here? That's what I like. What's causing the radon gas to suddenly start increasing in the last couple of weeks? That's what I'm concerned about. And so that's causing me more concern. And, breathing in that damn radon can cause cancer. Like if you're exposed to it for 20 years, say if yeah, short term, it's not going to do me no bad. But if I'm intending on living here for the next 20 years, it could increase the risks of lung cancer 20 years later by if you're exposed to this every day for 20 years. But then a part of me is like, why do I need to worry about it? Because I'd be thankful if I'm around for another 20 years when I'm thinking, what's happening to my body right now might cause me to leave this world in less than 2 years from now. So that's a scary thought that I have. That's a scary mindset that I have. And I'm trying to get out of it because like every day that I wake up, I'm like, man, I'm going to miss all this. Man, I'm going to miss doing this. I miss going on my walks, miss, talking to my friends, hanging out with my, friends, or just enjoying nature, or just embracing the world around me and just doing the things that I normally do every day. And I'm like, man, I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss that. And my mind starts going like, I'm thinking, okay, I'm already, even though I was never told anything, and I'm just hoping and praying nothing ever bad, comes out of it, that everything is, cleared and there's no, everything's benign, everything's good, and nothing devastating. But my mind has already kind of gone down that road already, as if I've already been told something, that's bad news. And I don't know if this is my way of, trying to prepare myself for the worst, or if it's just I have overpowering anxiety and I just can't get out of that mindset, because when I have any reasonable doubt or any slight doubt, then I'm going to be hung up on that the whole time. And that's going to keep weighing me down because I'm not going to know. And I don't like to gamble, even though I've gambled in the stock market and lost a lot of money. And that's why I'm in a bad financial situation. People think, oh, you're out there making YouTube videos. You must be doing well financially. Yeah, well, you know what? I had a really good living. I did a lot of, fun things over the years. And I was able to be a provider and be able to spend time with my family and be able to work from home. And eBay was one of my big breadwinners, and, I did computer repairing and gambling in the stock market. And I had some big wins in the stock market, which put me in a lot of positions to invest more money and make more money, and money makes money, right? And YouTube is a side hustle. It was a hobby, but it kind of did contribute to some finances there, but not like people assume, because people make assumptions, and assumptions is what breaks up friendships and relationships, because people just assume, unfortunately. But that's how life goes, right? So here we are now, 2023, and I got fucking clown. I mentioned clown in the title. Why the hell am I even going to do that? Why can't I let go of that? Why is it that when I go on a YouTube channel that has over 2 million subscribers and I upload a video, a wholesome video of me just making some healthy food to help prolong life, especially those who are dealing with health problems, and that video only gets 450 views in 24 hours. 450 views in 24 hours. And there's over 2 million people 2 million people subscribed. YouTube has fucked me over somehow. I don't know what I did to deserve that. My heart and soul was in this whole YouTube thing for all those years, and then it just got ripped away from me. And so that's why I have anxieties, because I feel like all the good things in life never last, and they're taken away from you. And it's like, you can have this going on and that going on, and you're happy, and then all of a sudden, it's gone, and then you're depressed, right? And then now the health anxieties come along. And with health anxieties, it's like you're living now, but then what's going to happen? Someone's going to take your happiness away, and someone's going to, whatever this dark force is, whatever disease this is going to take your abilities away. So you might not be able to walk. You might not be able to do this. One of your organs might not work. This might not work. You might have a timestamp or expiration date that's going to be a lot sooner than, normal. And so all these anxieties, I'm like, okay, well, this went wrong. That went wrong. I'm on a path of bad luck. What else is going to go wrong? That kind of mentality is what I've been having. And so I'm trying to break out of that because it's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy emotionally to be in that mindset. When you start thinking, everything's going wrong. And then some people just give up, they give into it, like, no sense of trying anymore. Like, it's bound to happen, and might as well just give up. But I'm not a quitter. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep moving forward no matter what. I'm going to be like a bulldozer that has an endless supply of energy. I'm not stopping. If something's trying to slow me down, I'm just going to plow through it. Fuck it. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to say, sorry, whatever disease is out there, whatever monsters out there, whatever forces out there trying to slow me down. I'm going to say, well, you know what? I don't have time for your shit. Just get the fuck out of here, because I'm moving forward and I'm not letting you stop me. But you know what? You are giving me anxiety. You're pissing me off. I'm trying to do things to enjoy myself, and all I got to think about is your existence and how you can just ruin people's lives. And so that's the thing that is eating at me. It's that anxiety. It's not I feel like I'm a very strong-willed person. And I feel like when I put my mind to something, I can make it happen, whether it's, with my luck or with my health or with my inner strength. But the thing is, I could be pessimistic. I could be negative at times. And so I always, end up emphasizing the slight bit of negative. Like if there's one slight chance of a little bit of doubt that I have, then I end up getting fixated on that doubt. Even though I know I can, but then there's that doubt, okay, well, this happened, that happened, it's a domino effect, what's next? And so that's where my mind goes. And so having somebody, not like you as a person because they make assumptions thinking, you're some, arrogant asshole, you're some stuck-up person, all you care about is clout or fame, and I'm not famous, and and some YouTubers out there kind of get all of that from people. They get misunderstood. I mean, there's some out there that deserve what people say, because some people are assholes out there online, because all they are is extorting other people. They're out there just trying to get attention or harassing other people. Some people are debunking other people, trying to ruin their livelihood or make them look bad because, this guy's got a haunted house. Well, we're gonna pick at his videos and make him look like a liar, make him look like a fake, so we can just ruin his credibility and destroy all his YouTube content so that he can be fucking unemployed and lose his house and everything, because the only thing that he had left going for him was maybe, $900 a month in YouTube income, which now turned into $1 or $2 a day. Fuck you, whoever wants to fucking do that to people, because that's not right. Don't destroy people's livelihoods by debunking people's what? Because they're going to get some kind of fucking gain out of it. Debunkers out there, trying to just make people look bad for their gain. So basically, they're taking your hard-earned money that you make making YouTube videos, because every other job you had that was successful failed ever since the pandemic come along. So you're like, oh, well, there's still YouTube, even though, you know, it was $1,100 to $1,200 a month at one time in my life, while everything else was 10 times more of that. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind at least having half of that. But really, for me to survive, I need at least $4,000 a month to survive. That's the reality of things, right? And so I feel like that somehow I drew the wrong kind of attention when I was making those paranormal videos and the videos with the creepy clowns and stuff like that. So what ended up happening is people just started wearing costumes and stalking other people. And I don't know if they were just doing it to try to get attention or if they were doing it because they literally just wanted to harass somebody. But here we are, 2023. And I come back to the house and someone turns the light off. And I'm thinking, well, who the fuck's in my house? And I keep hearing things, and I heard something like a door shut. You guys heard some knocking when I was in here. This shit happens all the time. Like sounds, that is, but I don't expect anybody to be in the damn house. I don't know. Who's out here? How are your daughters doing? Hell if I know. I forgot I was even a dad. Do I even have daughters anymore? Because I never hear from anybody. Like, who the fuck cares anymore? Like, I don't hear shit from nobody. Nobody talks to me. I guess I'm just a nobody. And you know how that is. I could be dying of some kind of bad disease, but you think anybody's gonna care? Oh, he's dying. Oh, but fuck it, we're not gonna talk to him anymore. Oh, he moved away. Fuck it, I'm talking. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just saying it just sucks. I'm trying to live my life. I moved down here because in the back of my head, I felt like, I need to be somewhere where I could be closer to better hospitals, better, care. And I was looking out for other people in the family as well, because I was thinking I might have to take on helping a family member or a friend who might need my help or the assistance of assisted living and facilities, and being in an area that has a lot of good resources for that kind of thing. And I made my home ADA compliant. There's so many different things that I did, but it wasn't just for me. It was to help someone else. And I just feel like I'm just being punished because I moved down south to get away from, all the things that were happening financially, because I was going down a very bad, destructive path, and I was about to lose my home. And with the uncertainties of my health, with having blood pressure being high for the last 25 years, and heart problems running in the family, anxiety running through the family, a lot of things going on that's genetic, right? And then you start worrying about, okay, what happens if you get all these hospital bills that amount, like if you have a heart attack, that's going to be what, 50,000, 100,000? What if you have to have surgery or this? What if it ends up being a couple $100,000, $300,000, $500,000? What are they going to do if you don't have that money? They're going to take your fucking house away, and they're going to make you homeless, right? So what do? Do you move out of a state that has no fucking protection, no protection at all, no homestead protection? They're like, you're shit out of luck. You get hospital bills? Sorry, we're going to take your home. You got to move to a state that has better homestead protections that are, better than zero. Some of them have 100%, which, I don't mind that as well, but you can't have your cake and eat it all the time. But at least I am in a better position than I was before, right? And so think about it. You compare Georgia to, say, Pennsylvania or some of the other states that what happens when you have medical bills? What happens? What the fuck happens? Think about it. Like North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania. What happens? You don't pay that back if you don't have the fucking money. Don't you want to move somewhere where they cannot take your house unless the bill is way above it, but then the protection that you have is enough to at least that you can buy another house, but smaller, but at least you still have enough money because they can't take it all. Some states have 100% homestead. Some states have 25%, 50%. They might have 50,000, 25,000, 100,000, 200,000. You got to look at those numbers and see what works for you. And you got to kind of also gauge what the taxes are going to be and all the other things, the cost of living. And I just wasn't staying in a place because me knowing, hey, I'm in my 50s, statistically, people start going to the doctors more often in their 50s. And of course, in their 60s, you might end up having to be on some kind of medication for something. And then your 70s, like you want to make sure that you're in a situation where if anything happens, if, people be jogging in their 50s and 60s, have a heart attack, you don't have enough money from insurance to pay for that. Well, it's got to come out of somewhere, right? And if you're not in a state that protects your assets, protects your home, your property, well, they're going to want their money one way or another. And so you become homeless and they sell your house. But I think every state in the US, if you don't pay your property taxes, they do a tax sale, a tax sale in your house and foreclose on it, sell your house for the amount of taxes due, and you're shit out of luck. Now, some states may forward you the balance, and some states will keep all the money. So if you owe, say, $15,000 in real estate taxes, property taxes on your house, and you're a couple years behind, they put your house up for a tax sale, and say that the highest bid on it is like $460,000 is the highest bid, right? Well, guess what? The state gets all of that and you get shit. You get nothing. And you think that's fair? Now, there's some states that if they got $460,000 bid and you owed $15,000, then of course they are going to give you the balance. So, at least you're going to get $400,000, and then you'll have to buy another house. But most people are dealing with bank loans and mortgages, so then that's got to get paid off first, and then your credit's probably going to get screwed up. And so then trying to get another loan, trying to get another mortgage, and then who knows how much equity you have in your home. So there's so many variables. So I felt like I made the right decision moving where I did, because I felt like the path I was going financially without being able to recoup money, because I'm constantly losing money every day. I'm never in a positive. Every day that goes by, I have less money. I'm not making money. I can't work for anybody. I'm kind of blacklisted, if you want to look at it. I've applied for every damn job. Nobody wants to hire me. Oh, because you're in your 50s. We're looking at people that are much younger. And we want people that have a college degree in this. Every job that I find interest in, they expect you to have like a 4-year college degree in this and that. And it's a shame, because I'm very knowledgeable, especially as an electrician. I used to be an electrician years ago. I've been applying for jobs as an electrician. I had this one job that lasted a while. Then they relocated all the way into fucking Florida. I'm like, I'm not going all the way out there. And I was like, we're working in Georgia. Now we're going to Florida. What the hell's the problem here? And I'm not relocating. I'm not moving. I'm not going to stay at a hotel for like 5 or 6 months and have to be a roommate with someone else. And then what am I doing with my house? You know what I mean? And then you're not going to pay me enough? And if I had a college degree, then I would get paid twice as much. So I think the whole college thing, for me personally, I just think it's a whole scam, because you pay all this fucking money for college, and then what happens? Yeah, you might get that job, right? But I've made a shit ton of money in my past working my ass off without having 4 years of college. I've had some college in a trade school for doing electrical work, but some of these places, they want a bachelor's degree. They want some high-end fucking, like, high up in the fucking totem pole when it comes to college. I'm like, okay, I don't have all that money to be invested in that. So yeah. And I'm also used to working for myself. For so many decades, I'm my own boss. I make up the schedule of when, basically if I want to go take a whiz, if I got to go pee, I go to the bathroom when I got to go. If I want to eat, I go eat when I want to eat. When I want to walk, I go walk when I want to walk. There is no boss breathing down my neck saying, well, you can have lunch at this time, you can have a break at that time, and this time, and I better not catch you eating any other time but your allocated breaks. Like, hell no, that's not my life. Maybe when I was younger, that was how things were, but when I got so used to being self-sufficient, being my own boss, running my own business, doing things my way, and my body got used to doing things that way, I cannot be away from a toilet more than 2 hours. And there's some companies that won't even let you use the bathroom unless you're on your breaks and it's absolute emergency. And some of the other issues that I'm dealing with that kind of keep me to where I need to be at a specific place at a specific time, on my own time, prevents me from working for anybody else if the job has very strict scheduling as far as breaks and stuff like that. Now, if I work for a company as a sole proprietor or a contractor or subcontractor to a company and I have more control over when I could do things, that's fine. But it's so hard to find that. I've been trying to do some door dashing, but now that's getting crazy. And I don't know what's happening, but the door dashing in this area, they want me, they say, oh, you got to, look at the map. I got to drive 40 miles out of town to do that. In order to do that, my car insurance says, well, I need to have a rider. I have to have another policy. I have to have a commercial policy. I have to have, in addition to my policy, some other umbrella shit. And that's going to cost another $400. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I got to pay another $400 just so I can do door dashing with my car. So the only way that I could do door dashing right now is on my bicycle or my 2 feet, and going 40 miles on a bicycle? Fuck no. Hell no. So that's the reality of things, right? You guys know how that goes, right? You may have been down that road where you work for somebody, and then once you become your own boss and you have your own business, there's no going back. Because then your mind thinks it's failure. Like you've made it this far. Now you're gonna, look at this. If I go pulling up, if I say I want to go work at like a Publix or a Walmart, and the only car that I got is what somebody might perceive as like a rich man's car, because, oh, you got a Tesla Model S. Oh, aren't those like $140,000 cars? Is that what they are? And you're driving around in that kind of a car? And so people are going to be like, why are you working here? And I don't need that shit. I don't want people harassing me or somebody messing with my car. You know what I mean? I don't need that shit. Like, somebody can do that stuff. So it's like, understand that just because I might drive around in a car that could appear to be expensive in the eyes of other people doesn't mean I can afford it. I acquired such vehicle during the times where I was doing well, during the times where I was able to financially afford something like that. That was when I acquired such thing. If the Tesla were to have vanished, if I were to go in my garage and it just vanished into thin air, I wouldn't have the money to buy another one. But if it was back in the day where I was doing well and it vanished, you're damn right. I could have said, oh, no problem. Just get another one. It's a fucking shame, but let's just get another one. That was how it was. I swear I felt like I had so much control over everything in my life financially. It's like if I wanted to do something, if I wanted to treat my family out somewhere, if I wanted to give somebody a large gift or a donation or whatever it may be, I felt like it was so easy to do it. It was like, okay, no problem. It's done. I could go anywhere in the world. I didn't have to worry about, oh, I cannot afford this. Whenever I shopped, I never looked at prices. I just bought what I wanted and I got out of there. It was like I hit a button. Boom, boom, boom. I need this. I need that. We need this. This has got to be here. I want that. I'll pay more if we get it done faster. I want, the top of the line. That was me. Now it's like, you know, where's the food banks around here? Because I qualify for food stamps. I qualify for all this. I qualify for, but the thing is, I have too many assets. So that causes me not to qualify because I have too much assets that were built up over the times where I was making good money. And yeah, I'm trying to sell my assets. You know what? But I feel like it's highway robbery. Yeah, I've tried to put my Tesla up for sale. I did the KBB, instant buy thing. And I got a very insulting offer. I'm like, damn, that's half of what I paid for that Tesla. So you want to just give me that for it? Like I'm taking a 50% cut. And I can't stomach that kind of a loss. I can't stomach losing half of the money that I paid for it back when I bought it, because when I bought it, the market for cars was hot, so I paid more than I should. I paid more than I should have at the time, because I basically bought the Tesla with the money that I had from another Tesla that I bought and sold. So, the money that I made from the past when I was doing well from the past, going down the chain of vehicles that I sold, because it seemed like 2020 was a good year. 2021 was a good year to sell your car, right? So people don't understand that. It's like when you just sell your assets or exchange your assets to get another one of equal or similar value, it doesn't mean that, oh, you're rich and you could just keep buying this and that. No, it's not how things work out all the time. The same way with living in a home. Like, I sold my house and I made profit on it because when I bought it, it was almost 10 years ago, right? So 10 years of paying off, monthly payments like every month, 10 years of making monthly payments, and 10 years of appreciation in the market, in the housing market. And then what happened in the last 3 years? The housing market blew up, especially 2021. Unbelievable. Everything blew up. So I decided to jump on the bandwagon. I'm like, okay, market's still hot. It's 2022. The market is still hot. The housing market is still on fire. Maybe I better get out while I can, because things are getting really hectic. Things are getting a little uncertain. I could lose the house if I don't do something fast enough. With my drop of income due to the pandemic and the uncertainties of whether I'm able to pay property taxes, real estate taxes, all kinds of taxes, monthly expenses, obligations, I'm like, I better sell while I got a chance, and then I'll even make a profit. And then what I do with the profit is I put it towards a new house. And so that's what I did. So basically, living here is because the housing market got hot. And so I did what you call arbitrage. It's like housing market arbitrage. So basically, the way that would be is you go find a market that's not as hot. You sell in a hot market and you buy in a not so hot market. And that's what I call arbitrage. So I found a house that was not in such a hot market at the time and needed a little bit of TLC. And so I gave it that TLC. And then this is where I ended up. I mean, it's a relatively new house. It just needed painting and new flooring and a couple other things. And I purposely did the flooring because I was concerned about radon gas, and there were some cracks in the original tile. And now I'm freaking out because that radon detector is showing a high number. I'm like, what the hell's going on now? All that stressing about me trying to cover up cracks in the floor, and now I got to deal with that. So, yeah, a lot has happened. So here I am. Who's out here? The beginning of the stream. There you go. Can you say hi to CJ the fan? Hey, how you doing, CJ the fan? Where are the clowns? The clowns are in the closet. The clowns are right here. What the hell's going on? Why is there clowns in my closet? I'm gonna leave you two alone. You have a good time. Just hang out, hold each other. Just chill out. I'm gonna shut the door, give you some privacy. All right, there we go. Let me look around here, see if we catch anything on camera. Any of you fuckers in this house? Any of you little shitheads in this house trying to start a little drama? Because you know what? I'll end it really quick if you want me to. I know how to stop the drama. I got about 5 reasons. I got 5 ways. I swear every time I look in there, I think I see a shadow. And I would think there was going to be somebody, like anybody's going to hide under there. I don't have any kids anymore. They're all grown up adults, married and living on their own. They're only kids for what? So long, and then they're adults and they move on with their lives and eventually forget they even have parents, unfortunately. That's what happens. You know, if anybody's like trying to kind of get a reaction out of me, I am all for that, you know. Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind. You know, like let's go at it. You know, I did catch on video on the other channel. If you check it out, this drawer was opening by itself. I caught it on video. It's on the Rolling With Me channel. And then in here, this drawer opened up and closed by itself. And the cabinet, I mean, all this was happening by itself. And I caught it on camera. No tricks, no nothing. It was like fully unedited, continual, no cuts, no nothing. I let it run the whole time. No cuts, so you could see it in it's all continuity, 100% continuity. I think my smoothie's probably ready by now. Probably need to drink my water. I guess nobody's in here. I think maybe my mind plays tricks on me. My mind plays tricks on me. Plus, I'm a YouTube content creator. So sometimes I jump to conclusions because I want to make good content on YouTube. I'm like, well, people want to see me being harassed by stalkers. I saw a light flash. Oh, let me grab a fucking camera. Let me go live stream it right now. Light flash. Maybe that's somebody stalking me. It's a legit reason. I have a good conscience. I don't have a guilty conscience. I'm not making anything up. It happened. So, you know, prove me otherwise. If the light happened to come on because it's a glitch, you know, not my fault. You know, I'm being straight up here with you guys. You know, nobody wants to watch my boring ass shit. You know, who wants to watch me cooking? Let me know in the comments. You like me baking stuff? You like me cooking stuff? Showing you how to make healthy things so you can stay around longer, you know. But like I said in the videos or in the descriptions, I show you my way of making healthy stuff, making healthy protein bars, bite-sized snacks. I show you my way. I don't say how-to video because I'm not telling anybody this is how you got to do it. I just share with you as an educational format. This is how I make my protein bars. That way, if you want to do the same thing, that's your decision, that's your discretion, and of course, move forward cautiously. It's all you. It's all you. You know, not everybody can have those same things that I can have because there are people who have allergies to certain things. So, I just share with you how I make my stuff, and you're in control of what you do. I have no control over that. So, all right, I got to have my smoothie. I think it thawed out. I forgot about it, and I went to a party, and I was like, I'm starving, and everybody's eating in front of me, and I can't eat the food at the party because, I have to eat healthy stuff. I cannot eat processed meats. I cannot eat macaroni salad and potato salad. Like, that's like, I put wholesome food in my body, especially with the health anxieties that I have. I can't imagine trying to deviate from my healthy food consumption, my organic food consumption, because I would feel like I'm only giving myself more fuel to worry, and I don't need to do that. When the clown rode on the roller skate, so that was crazy. That was like freaking what, 2016? Didn't you have a younger kid? No, well, they were young at one time. I'm telling you, all of them are grown up, married, engaged, what have you. I don't even know what's happening. I could be a grandfather and not even fucking know about it. It's just the way things go. I'm guilty of it because there's a time where I wasn't keeping in touch with people in my family, years and years ago, because I got so caught up and I was so busy and I just didn't want to dump all my stress onto them. And it was like, no news is good news, and everything going on was like, I just couldn't hold back, and I didn't want to burden anybody with the things that were going on in my life that were causing me stress and anxiety. And so that, on top of there being a pandemic, and I didn't want to get anybody sick, and I was so worried about that, and being protective, a lot of things were happening. But now I kind of feel like the tables have turned, and I kind of got a feeling it's because I moved down here, and maybe some people feel that I abandoned them by moving here. But the thing is, when everybody's telling you, I'm gonna move here, they're gonna move there, this is happening here, and it's like, well, it's time for me to move on, and I guess I gotta live somewhere, and if I don't really want to, the thing is, when I was younger, I was living in New Jersey and in New York, right? I didn't want to have to move further south to a state that was in the middle of nowhere, that had no good job opportunities, that had no good entertainment. And I loved being near the beach, and I missed all that, and I missed just the certain lifestyle that I had. So I was kind of pushed into living somewhere where I felt like now I'm in a territory where I am the minority. People around here, or not here, back then, people around there would ride around and in their big trucks, and they would be stuck in the past. They would be stuck in a time, in the Civil War time. They would be stuck back in that time. And so I would be called the Yankee, and they would be called the redneck or the rebels, and they would have these flags, which can be interpreted different ways, these that they would fly on their trucks. And some people would consider it a very bad thing, and then some people will say, well, this is representing their, who they are. And so it kind of, I just felt out of place, oh, you talk funny, that was what I got a lot of. Then I tried hard to mask my Jersey and New York accent to the point where I almost forgot how to fucking talk like I used to, because I got so worried about being judged and being a target, and I didn't want to sleep at night with my one eye open, wondering if, somebody's going to come to my house with a rifle because they have a problem with the Yankees. I'm like, you know what? Let me just move further south. Yeah, like that's what I needed to do. Because the thing is, when you move, it depends on what part of the South you live in. Certain parts are better than others, right? When it comes to entertainment, when it comes to being closer to the warmer climates, the beaches. But when you're in an area that's in the middle of the mountains, I'm saying, and you got these people out there that look at you funny because you walk around in a tank top and you know you you just look like you don't belong there. It's like they could tell you're from up north, so that you feel like you're just excluded from everything. And I was like, I'm just done with this. If I didn't have any friends, I feel like, why do I mean, yeah, I love the mountains. I love the beauty, the nature. It all looked nice, but when it all come down to it, it's like, what am I gonna do? I want to get so bored. I need to be closer to, you know, things that entertain me. I love going down the rivers. I love being near the ocean. I love being close to places where, you can go on vacation without me having to drive halfway across the country. Now I can drive maybe an hour or two instead of 12 hours or 15 hours. It depends on where I was going. That's how it is. So you don't have any communication with any of your kids? Um, I really don't like to talk about that here. All I can say is I can't blame anybody but myself, because I wasn't always the best version of myself. I've made mistakes in my life. We all made mistakes. Maybe I come off a certain way and I was misunderstood, and some people take things to heart. You might say something you regret, or might be misunderstood, taken the wrong way, whatever it may be, or even just simply just moving might be taken the wrong way as, oh, you don't care about us, you're moving away, whatever it may be. A part of me understands, but I have to have a life and I have to move on. Everybody else has the privilege, or everybody that I at least know of in the circle that I was once part of, everybody had somebody. They had a significant other. They had someone to love, someone to hold, someone to be there. And I got nothing. I had nothing but myself. So everybody's got a fulfilled and meaningful relationship, fulfilling, so their lives are fulfilled with that. And I have emptiness. So am I supposed to just live in town near everybody with that emptiness? Because even when I was living there, it's like this. You can live 40 miles from somebody, or even 10 miles from somebody, and barely see them. Or you can live 1,000 miles away and you might see them more than you did when they lived 10 miles away. It can happen, because then when you live far away, you might end up staying longer, have an extended stay, staying in an Airbnb, or maybe they have an extra room and you can stay in the room for a week, and you see more of them than you would normally see if you lived 10 miles away. It's complicated. All I can tell you is I stopped worrying about it, because it was eating at my heart. It was causing me to feel depressed, and I was like, I can't do this to myself. I'm gonna have to let go. And it's a painful thought that I went through. I was like, I can't keep getting hung up on the fact that no one wants to talk to me no more, or I'm cut off, or I'm forgotten about, whatever it may be. I got some serious things going on in my life, and some uncertainties, and financial problems, and health worries, and going back and forth at the cancer specialist, and then wondering what the hell's going on in my body, and hoping to God it's not going to be the C word. So with all that going on, it's like, life is not forever. So part of you thinks, well, it would be nice if your friends or family who were once talking to you, at least talk to you, give you the time of day, or even come visit, because you don't know how long you'll be around. And I don't know. Everybody is living their own life, so I got to live my own life. I can't be hung up on it anymore. I'm done. Doesn't mean I stopped loving those. Doesn't mean I stopped loving anyone who I'm not communicating with anymore. It just means that I just can't keep holding on to the hope that there'll be communications again, or hope that there'll be visits. I can't keep holding on to it, because that just was eating at me every single day. It was just weighing me down. It became so intrusive that everything I did was it was like I kept thinking about it every day. It was making me sad. I had to like break free from it to the point where it's like, okay, I'm just done. Yeah, I have unconditional love for family, but I just can't keep holding on to the hope of, we're gonna, reunite and communicate again. I just can't. It's too hurtful to do that. And then it even hurts more if anything happens, anybody gets sick or anything serious happens. Then it's like it's another heartbreak, and I've already lost some family members, and it broke my heart so much. I'm like, I can't go through all that all the time, over and over. So sometimes I just have to let go and move forward and live my life, because we're not here forever. You know what I mean? And I think it would be selfish for anybody to hold me back and be mad at me because they wanted me around for a specific reason, maybe not for my company, but maybe because they needed me for something else. you know and I'm not saying anybody specifically, this could be a generic statement that I'm saying, but you know when my heart wants to help somebody, then I help somebody, whether it's with my physical abilities to help or my knowledge, or if I have the financial means, which I haven't had that in a long time. And I stressed out. You know what? How am I going to pay the electric bill? Electric bills get expensive. You know how I straightened that out right in the beginning? Solar panels. I'm like, you know what? Invest my retirement savings into solar panels, because you know why? You either keep your money in the stock market and watch your money crash during very uncertain times, or you put it into the solar panels and get your money back because you don't pay the electric anymore. And so I decided to reinvest into the solar panels instead. And so I don't have to worry about electric bills, which could be $400 a month, $500 a month, maybe $200 on a low a day. So it's like now all I got to pay is a connection fee, which is what, $20? Is that about it? $15, $20 a month? That's nothing, right? So it's like I'll never have to worry about being in the dark. And I got backup batteries, so if there's ever like tornadoes or hurricanes, I don't have to worry about power going out and all my food spoiling, because I've stocked up on a lot of food in the freezer in the garage and the freezer in here. And it's like I try to stock up like there's going to be a zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? I buy the food when I can, while I have the money to buy it, so that if I end up running out of money, or if the banks go insolvent and then your money's gone, evaporates, you need money to buy food. So I decided to buy food ahead of time, so I have years of food stocked up, and I can't not afford to have it all spoil if the power will go out for an extended period of time. So that's the situation there. So I had to make those decisions in the beginning, in the process of getting this house into shape. You know what I mean? Into my standards. Just the house was nothing wrong with it when I first bought it. Nothing was wrong with it. It's just that I have a specific taste. I like a coastal themed house. I like a certain color. I like a certain kind of flooring. I like a certain aesthetic. The air conditioning needed to be replaced. Even though it was new, it just wasn't strong enough to keep up with my blood. And it was starting to make weird, loud noises. So I was like, okay. The reason why is because, maybe it needs to be a larger size. Maybe 4 tons was not enough. Maybe we need a 5-ton unit. So I ended up getting a 5-ton system in here. It's a variable speed system. So now it's more efficient. And there was a lot of things I had to do. There was broken sliding glass doors. I had to get that issue addressed, so I had to replace those. So there was just small things, issues with the plumbing. Had to redo the cabinets, and I painted. Had them, just got to paint that. But I like them better white. I redid the cabinet tops to granite instead of the Corian, because I like the granite, and it makes me. It just gives me the feeling of I don't know, like the house I used to live in. I love the granite, you know what I mean? So I had to go with that again. Your new house looks nice. Thank you so much, the Outdoor Man. I put a lot of heart and soul into this. Well, good thing you got your YouTube family still commenting around, and also, oh my gosh, is a good friend. Yes, you know, basically, that's the family I have right now. That's close by anyway. It's not like I have to drive, 12 to 15 hours to see my friend Omar. Now it's, roughly 2 hours at most. You know what I mean? So it's so much easier. It's like the time goes by so fast when I hop in the car. It's like, oh, I'm there. You compare that to like a 15-hour drive. It's a lot better. I do enjoy the stream. Thank you so much. The Bright Master, Tina G's in the hizzle. Tina G will actually legit be in the house, right? For real. Go watch his other channels. Rolling with me, up to speed. Thank you so much, Tina G. Yeah, I did upload a new video on Rolling with me. I have no way to make a link to the video. I know, Tina, you might be able to make a link because you have the wrench. You might be able to make a link to the video of the new one on Rolling with me. Oh, geez, let's see. I watched back when you were in the old house. There you go. Yeah, this house that I have now was inspired by my old house when it comes to the cabinetry, the countertops. It was inspired by the place that I sold. I wanted to have a place that had that inspiration. So I don't know. You probably can see it does have some kind of inspiration. You see that it was inspired by that. There is a lot of inspiration. Even in here, you might have noticed the ceilings and stuff. There's inspiration. And then, of course, the bathroom. I was inspired. This is just the guest bathroom. Inspired to do it that way. And then I don't know if you guys remember the bathrooms and stuff. It's like I had to do things to make it feel like. Then I remember when I had the beach room, the good old beach room. I love the beach room. That was like my room. Then my office, right? The place where I would chill out, do my work in. I have my cameras and all kinds of crap down there. That was just my room to chill out. I tried to make it feel like the other place. You know what I mean? I guess because it made me feel a sense of comfort. You know what I mean? Just having that vibe, and then having this like area where I could sit out. And I ended up doing the bathroom the same way in here, where I wanted to just have that whole vibe where I had my whole coastal thing going, with my big lights up there. And I wanted to make the bathroom, oh, well, I don't need the fan going on. And I said, oh, I got to redo this so that this can be like kind of like what I had, the all that stuff. And just do my beachy thing because I love the beach. That's where my life, I feel like when I was a kid, my life revolved around the beach, like that was my life, the beach. I lived really close to the water. So I was like, I wanted to have that coastal inspiration in my home. So I felt like I was like at the beach, even though I wasn't at the beach. And even my room, I mean, it's a mess. I didn't do my bed because I was invited to a party. So I got up, I did some of my things, and I went out the door. Normally I have my bed made because I have OCD about that. Like, I got to have my bed made. It gives me OCD when I don't. But today was one of those off days. So, it's like a beachy vibe in here. I got the beachy, beachy stuff here, beachy. I got my beachy chairs. It's all about I just love the beach. And I love my palm trees. Oh, speaking of, I better go out here. Oh, it feels so much better out here. Holy moly, it feels so much better out here. See, look, starfish. Like, this is beachy. Like everything that it's like it revolves. Even the lights up here, beach, like stars. Like I love the beach. I mean, you can tell that somebody has something to do with the beach that lives here. That's just all right. What the hell was that? I just heard something over there. All right. What the hell? Hey. Who's doing that? All right, somebody messing with my lights again? The hell? Oh, you still do watch the cloud videos? Oh, cool. Yeah. I guess it can never get old. I guess, especially with Halloween coming around, you know. Me too. That's why you live in Florida there, Caroline. I tell you what. Yeah, well, Georgia and Florida weather is so much the same, really. Not much, I don't even notice the difference. Like when I visit my friend Omar, there's not much difference in weather between there from there and here. It really isn't. Might be a few degrees. That's about it. Nothing extreme, and we're both able to get close to water if we want, which is nice. Your new house does look a lot. Isn't it crazy? It's because of I guess the beachy thing I got going on. I love the coastal vibe. I even took the coastal vibe into the laundry room of all places. You think, okay, wait a minute, we got the coastal vibe in here. Like, yeah, you're gonna find see me in the sea in this like blue. That's everything in here represents the coast. So no matter where I turn, even my basket's blue. I probably got some coastal things going on in here. Oh my gosh. I think I got enough water. See, I'm waiting for what do you call it? I don't know. I'm waiting for the zombie apocalypse to happen. I got enough water to last me. What the hell? All right, there we go. Yeah, look at all that water. Do you guys think it's enough water? And you know what kind of water this is? This is Zephyr Hills. This is the kind of water that I drink. So I stock up on it when I can. Whenever I visit my friend Omar, it's like he had an event going on. And it's like, hey, come on, visit. So I go visit, and then guess what? I stop and I buy a bunch of water because this is Florida water. So you got to stock up when you can. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I stock up when I have the opportunity. It's better than driving 2 hours every time or whatever. I mean, I gotta turn this camera on. You know what I mean? So there. Oh yeah, something never changed. Never changed. If you think about it, has this ever changed? Does this give you the vibes of the old house? Just having this and that and the knives. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like right there. I'm telling you. All right, I gotta have my. Oh yeah. There's beachy. Yeah, you got your turtle, your sea stuff right there. Oh, I wasn't done yet. More beachy stuff. Like, son of a beach. And down there, like it just never ends. The beach. I just have I got crabs everywhere. I got beachy. I got beachy. You think did I go too far with all this? Did I take it to an extreme? I mean I literally I got on the curtains. I don't think there's a place I can go where I don't see something that represents the beach. It's inevitable. It's everywhere. I'm surrounded. So yeah, you know me. I got to have the beach. And if I don't have the beach right up my footsteps, I got to make it feel like I'm near the beach. Even though I'm much closer to the beach than I used to be, I still have to beachify my home. Anyway, I got to go. I got to have my smoothie. It was nice being here doing a little chat. Check out the video on Rolling With Me. Was making the clown videos fun? It was when I actually had other people part of it. That was fun. I don't like doing that kind of stuff by myself. I got to find someone who wants to make content with me because it makes it more fun. Because then you kind of you bounce off each other. You know, instead of me just talking to a camera and talking to everybody, you know, talking to you guys, it's like I'm also talking to someone who's either talking to me or someone else or you, or we're both talking to you, or we're just doing our thing, you know, talking to each other or having just fun and then sharing that with you. It's just a little difficult when it's just me because I'm not able to converse with anybody else for entertainment purposes. So the only way to have a conversation is directly from me to you. I kind of miss having another person to talk to. So that way, you know, you get our perspective. Oh, you can look at us having conversation. You know, like a lot of people who, if you got a married couple making videos, you know, they'll talk to each other and then they'll share that with you. And so now they're not always directly talking to you, but you're getting a glimpse into their lives. And I just find it more entertaining when you see people engaging with each other and you're witnessing that instead of someone just continually just talking to you without you seeing them engaging with other people. That's what I missed about it, you know, YouTube when it was other people being part of it, was the engagement with other people. I don't know. Is there anyone even in there? Nobody here but me, and probably ghosts, because I hear things going on in this house that make me wonder what the hell's happening. So lights flickering, maybe it's a ghost. I don't know. It's a mystery. Oh yeah. Something else is beachy. Something is beachy in here. See, I cannot get away from it. It's just everywhere. The beach. Son of a beach. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. Echo, turn on kitchen lights. I got to see what the hell I'm doing. Would we see more clown videos in the future? I don't know. It's a possibility, maybe. You know, depends on if anybody wants to like be part of it. You know, if you love the beach, then that's awesome. Yes, and it's nice that I'm much closer than I used to be. The light just turned on in the stream. Oh my God. Much love from the sunshine. Tina, I could do a link, but I'm over a minute behind and I'll lose my spot. Oh, there you go. Huh. Your new house does look a lot like... Mamma mia, the old clown videos were cool way back in I guess you meant 2016. All right. I got my smoothie that I was supposed to have for breakfast. It's kind of frozen a little bit now. And this smoothie has chia seeds in it, oat bran. It has walnuts, pasture-raised milk, stevia, blueberries. Did I say chia seeds? And I usually put avocado in here too, but I didn't have avocado this morning. But yeah, it's still kind of frozen. I just had this sitting out. It's what happens. It happens. It happens. I forgot about it. Beach again. The beach. It's all over the place. I'm surrounded by the beach. I could probably go in a closet and see the beach. Probably so. Maybe. I don't know. Can I go in the closet and see anything that has to do with the beach? Yeah. Don't know what the hell that was, but we're just going to leave that alone. All right, guys. Stay safe out there. I swear that light just went off. I got to go. I got to get out of here. Take care. All right? Can I make a video with you sometime? Hey, you know what? It'll be fun. You know, just, I got to do like a meet and greet. Would you go live tomorrow? Maybe, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be more serious in the beginning instead of like, you know, clowning around. I mean, there was a little mixture of, it was a combination today. It was called my combo platter. I kind of had a mixture of everything, but hey, you know, it'll be different. Hopefully YouTube will fix their shit, because like, man, 28 of you here now, 55 thumbs ups, 2.5 million subscribers. Does the math not seem to work out in your head? Let me know in the comments. Does the math not work out? If you look at the channel and you say, oh, wow, he's got 2.5 million subscribers. So he's probably got a shit ton of people in the live stream right now. What? He only got 27 people in a live stream, 55 likes? How is that possible? Am I misreading something? That's why I'm so confused. Life is confusing sometimes. I'm so confused. I got to go. Take care. Be safe, everybody. That's going to be it for now.